This session is going to deal with working with a three-variable equation. This is chapter 11, and the first equation that we come across is the velocity equation. Now, on the far side, you're going to see a series of equations here, and this is what the students in my class would have. Something very similar to this on an equations page. I give all my students a formula sheet or an equations page where they can record their equations. And I'm going to model here what it's like to have to choose the correct equation from the information you have from the problem. Well, our first step, as always, is to pull out the valuable information. So we look at this problem. I see 1 gram here, and it tells me what that is. It says it's a mass, so I'm going to label that as a mass of 1 gram, and can fly 400 meters. And I know that 400 meters is a distance, d equals 400 meters, in 9.8 seconds. I know that that's a time, so I'm going to list that as time of 9.8 seconds. And I always want to put down a question mark next to whatever I'm trying to find. In this case, it says, what is the fly's velocity? So I'm going to list that as velocity with a question mark next to it. So I've pulled out everything I need out of the problem, and this whole word problem now becomes much more simplified because I put everything I need right below it. So instead of trying to read over the problem time and time again, I can just look at my information that's listed here, 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 and here. And I can keep reminding myself, what am I trying to find, what am I trying to find? And I can keep sight of what the end goal is. In this case, I'm looking for velocity. So I have this information. I can look over here at my 3 equations and ask myself, do any of these equations relate to the information that I got out of the problem? And obviously I'm looking for v. This equation shows me v equals d divided by t. So I copy down the equation, d over t. I look up above, do I have a d and do I have a t? You bet. So I'm just going to now plug in the right numbers into the equation. And this is where it's important to be somewhat meticulous. If the d is over the t, then in the equation I need to make sure that I put the d over the t. I see it a lot of times where students will flip-flop them, and you're going to get a very different answer. So now we take v 400 divided by 9.8 should work out to be, will work out to be 40.8. Everybody says, well, what's the units? What are the units going to be? Get this out of my way. What are the units going to be? I just need to look back to the problem, and in the problem I have meters divided by seconds. So that means my label will be meters divided by seconds. A lot of times this will be referred to as meters per second.